very short, right? Just one word at a time, but because they have a meaning in Vietnamese as well. And because Vietnamese is a monosyllabic language, we never have more than one syllable in anything. So as soon as we see a word with two syllables, we know they are foreign. They come from elsewhere. For example, cafe. In Vietnamese, we say cafe, so we know it's not from the Vietnamese. As a matter of fact, it came from the French, and many things like fromage is cheese in French. Fromage in Vietnamese is phô mai, so we know right away that it's a foreign word, and so I love the fact that for the first one, room, it has a meaning in French as well. It means like a small stream. So when I discovered that in Vietnamese it means lullaby, and I thought, oh, it's so beautiful, the same sound with two very different meanings. So I wanted to introduce basically, the Vietnamese into French and French into Vietnamese. And then it became like a V. VI in Vietnamese, it means microscopic. It's very small. And in French, it's the same sound. It's a homonym for vie, for life. Man, it means that you no longer have any desire. Not that you are sad, it's more a fullness, serenity. And so many Buddhist monks, many people who become monks would choose that name to say that they no longer have any desires on earth, earthly desires. But then in English, it means a man. And very often man, if we take the word man as human man, then we have a lot of desires. So there's almost an opposition. And then M means little brother or little sister, but in French it's the homonym of the verb to love. M, but in the imperative form. And I wonder, how can you force someone to love? How can you ask someone, say, you have to love? Love, love. And I wrote it during 2020, during COVID, and also Black Lives Matter. And I thought, yeah, maybe we have to impose, the verb to love. And we need to remind all of us to love. And so before that, I disagree with the form imperative to the word to love, because it has to come from the inside, and so, but during that period, I just thought that maybe humans, we need to remind ourselves that one of our first mission in life is to love. I'm a very bad reader. It takes me a long, long time to finish a book, sometimes a whole year, to just read one book, because I read really one line at a time, and I need to absorb it. And the more I like it, the longer it takes for me to read, because then I would type it and send it to friends and comment the book, go back to the previous pages, and so I'm not a good reader. So I think that we should allow ourselves to not having to like a whole book, and to allow our children or the younger readers or any readers like myself to like paragraphs, to like bits and pieces of literature. Sometimes a sentence is enough, for a poem. And when we don't have a lot of time, I think a poem is so great, because you have the beginning, the end, and the whole story in between in just 30 seconds or an hour. And sometimes that poem will bring us back to the love of stories and words. So I think and we cannot love all books. So we need to find the book or that little passage that can touch the person, and that would maybe start a fire or not. It's not a fire, but just a candle, and it will be enough as well. So I think it's just to have words, circulating, and it's okay to not read so many books in a year. Sometimes just one book, but a meaningful book would be enough. Anyway, in my case. It's difficult to say. It's like choosing your children. But of course, the last one, as much as the first one, I think I didn't dare to go frontal, like I said. With M, I think I dare to really push it, and it's I could see that I've aged between the two. So it's not only the writing, but my own self. I've aged, and luckily I am more daring. The audacity is more, with M, of course, because once you hit 50, you allow yourself just to be even freer. And I think I finally know how to enjoy the freedom of being that this country, allows me to have. So yes, Rue, of course, was unexpected. Rue made me, gave me a new career. All of a sudden, I became an author with Rue, so it means a lot. And Rue is still being read a lot in school today. It's still the anchor, the first bang, and how not to, yeah. So many souvenirs of riding at red lights for Rue.